So I'm going to show you how you can create learning journals or e-portfolios using Pages. So what I want to do first is show you a couple of examples of learning journals that I have, and then I'll show you some things that you can do with them. So I have been using these for a couple of years. I created one the first year to see if it worked and if students responded to it and if it helped keep all those little bits of work in one place. And it did. So this year I put a little bit of time at the start of the year into creating a couple more. Some of them are quite long, over 40 pages long, but at the end of the year everything is in one place. And I found them particularly useful in the last couple of weeks because I can look through the journals and see at what stage students are at. So if they're missing something, I can tell them. They're also accessible on iCloud.com, which is a big bonus if, like me, you're going from a one-to-one iPad classroom to a bring your own device home learning situation. So students can still access these and they can still see how they're doing with them and they can still see the blanks in them. So I'm going to show you a couple of my journals. I've actually just merged a couple of the best parts of a few of them together for this. So this is what a typical journal looks like. They're very visual. Well, I like to make them visual. On the left hand side, you have some questions. If we stop at this page, they have a video that they have to watch and they have to answer a few questions on it. So this is a learning activity where they have to listen for answers. There's another couple of them in the pages that follow. Further down, there's space for them to include audio. So they can include like audio recordings of their interviews. They can have a debate in class and we just record the audio. Even now they can record the audio from a call, or they can record it at home and send it to me. Also, we can put in things like clips videos that they would create throughout the year, screen recordings of their keynotes, and pop them all in there. The files aren't ending up being that massive, even with all this data in there, which is good. So I can share them and I can upload them to one location after I grade them. So there's a few different examples in there as well. Now I want to bring it back to here to a couple of completed pages. So you can see I've put a mix of things like pictures in here. A student can type the answers. If they don't like typing, I do have some that do not like typing. They prefer to draw or to handwrite. They can actually handwrite in there with the pencil or using the drop down and the drawing option there. I do have one example that I've asked the student if I could share, this one here, where a student really does not like typing but loves drawing. So she sketch note the answer for me. And here I can actually take this page and take her content, and I can tap with my own Apple Pencil and I can start grading away. So I can give her, this was 5 marks, we're going to give her 5 marks. I don't know if she got 5 marks, but I'm going to give her 5 marks there. I can go through each page and it's really fast. I don't have to be opening up folders. I don't have to be opening up different data. Everything is in one place. If I go down a couple of pages, the student does like drawing, so she's actually drawn a couple of pictures in here. She's put some screenshots of work. She's put a video that she made in Keynote, I think, that I can play. So these are all in here. And there's also some handwritten examples in there as well. So that's just what it would look like in the end. So how do I create all of that? How do I decide how it looks? I actually prefer just starting off with a blank document. So I have a blank page here, almost blank page. I'm going to delete a couple of these. I would start with things like shapes. So one thing that I have on most of these pages are just boxes with a background. So I could change the background color if I wanted to. So put in a square. And I'm going to put in a color similar to the rest of my journal for now. And what I actually do with my journals as well is I color coordinate them. So every section has a different color. So section 2 is green. I never remember what these are, but it is useful, especially for English as additional language students. You can just go to the green section, or if you're telling them to work ahead, just fill in all the green pages and stop before you get to the pink pages or something like that. I guess for early learners it would work quite well that way as well. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a couple of boxes. So I'm going to make this one white. You can make it whatever color you want. And then I'm going to look for content. So in this I'm actually going to ask them, I'm going to go off topic of this multimedia journal and ask them to put in some data that they compiled from a science experiment. So these are using the same pictures that I would have used previously in the CBA video. So what I'm actually going to get them to do is put in a gallery. I'm going to put in a text box. I'm actually just going to copy one of these down there. Paste that text. I can replace that text. And here all they have to do is go down there and they can go in and find the science album, which is currently hiding because I don't remember what I called it. Here it is. And they can put in some of their pictures. So we're going to put in their results and a couple of pictures. You know, there's videos and various things in there. Click done. And then when it's finished, they can actually put in various different information. You can put caption as well. The great thing about these galleries is if you do have a multimedia project where they might have various different versions, like I find that for my photo editing project, they don't just want to edit one photo, even though the requirement for the module is just one photo. So they can give me loads. They just put the one they like at the start, and then I can see their progress throughout the rest of them. So that's galleries. I use them a lot. What you can do as well is you could put in, I'm just going to put in shapes, audio. You might ask them to talk you through these. I actually do have a symbol down here that I made for audio using a couple of shapes and instructions. So do you make them visual? As visual as you can. Just looking for my page there. And then if this was done and the audio recording was in, so to record their audio, all they need to do is go back here and record their audio. I'm not going to record anything there. You can listen to it and then you can tap with your pencil and you can record it, or you can correct it. You can also use that audio recording to your advantage as well. So if you want to give some audio feedback on something, so if I go to, say this, the newsletter, just a couple of screenshots from a project that she did in her newsletter, and I could, instead of maybe doing markup or otherwise correcting, I could put in an audio recording going, this is really great, maybe you should do, or whatever other type of feedback that I want to give. There are options for equations in there as well. So one thing we're trying to figure out right now is how to give a maths exam when students have only ever done this on paper. They are used to Apple Pencil, they are used to Pages, so this is an option that we may explore. There's other different options in there, so that just gives you an idea of use it. Start with a blank one. There are templates in there as well, but having a blank template and just taking your learning outcomes like I did at the very start, working through them and breaking it up, it really doesn't take that long. And like I said, it has really saved things. The last couple of weeks, all student work is in one place and it's made things really, really easy for me to correct. I'm going to share some links of some learning journals that people have made for various different class groups on the RTC page throughout the day, so that you'll have access to them as well.